Good morning. Let me share with you the 5 problems that are keeping business stuck at the moment and what actually fixes them. Now, businesses do not fail because the owner is not working hard enough. It fails because something in that particular system is pointed in the wrong direction or the wrong angle. So today in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 problems that I see over and over again with self-employed people trying to get from maybe 5 figures to 6 figures, and what actually fixes each one of them. And this is not just theory, it is actually what works. So let's look at problem number 1. And it's probably one of the most common ones. It's mindset. Now, I don't mean positive thinking. I mean most people are actually running businesses today using the same self-image that they had when they were employed, or when they were actually broke, or when they were starting out in their business. Remember, your business will never outgrow the identity that you are carrying around inside your own head at the moment. So you can have the best offer in the whole world, you can have the best offer in your industry, and yet you will sabotage some part of it because you may not believe that you're the kind of person that deserves to be creating a 6-figure income in your business. Now, the solution to this is not about motivation. It is what the late great Bob Proctor described it as, called paradigm work. So you need to sit down, you need to get incredibly specific about what you want and what your beliefs are. Because remember, it's your beliefs that are actually running the show. And when you replace it deliberately, when you replace it on purpose, you do this by using repetition. You do this by using present tense language. Use until the new belief will come along, and that will be the one steering you in the right direction. I often have clients that will write out a particular sentence every morning. Now look, not a vague affirmation, but precision of actually who they are becoming. Because what I want of them is, I want them going in the right direction and being guided by the right person in the right direction. Let's look at problem number 2, and this is the model itself. It's the business model, and here's what I see consistently. People are trying to sell one thing at one price to everyone. Now look, that is not a business model. That is actually a coin flip. No, the fix to this is an offer ladder. A low priced entry point that gets someone to say yes quickly. A mid-tier that will build trust. And then you have a premium offer that helps do the real transformation for that person within their business. And it helps them make and build real money. So in my business, I have a 5-tier system that will help someone go from day one to where they're going to be maybe in 12 months or 18 months time. And it's a proven method, but it has helped my clients. But really what I'm looking at is that that you're not just chasing one big sale, that you're actually building a staircase, and that you're letting people walk up to this on their own pace. Problem number 3 that I seem to identify a lot is that there's an actual method. And this is where most people actually lose a lot of money, and they don't even see it happening. They have no repeatable way of doing the thing that they are good at. So remember, every client, every job, every sale is reinvented from scratch. Now that is exhausting, and it does not scale. Now the solution is documentation. So take the thing that, or I should say, take the thing that you are naturally good at and turn it into steps, like a checklist, like a script, a 5-day process that, to give you an example, we'd say within my business of the past where I would tune pianos, I follow the same sequence every single time, because the same sequence that works will guarantee the result that I want. And it doesn't depend on what mood I'm in that particular day. But your business needs the same thing. So if you cannot hand your method to somebody else and have them maybe get 80 or 90% of the result, therefore you do not have a method. You have a personality, and the reality is personalities do not scale in any business. Problem number 4 we seem to find out is momentum. Now look, this is consistency. Most self-employed people are what I call weather dependent. So good weeks, they will post content, they will follow up with clients, they will keep following up with those leads. But on a bad week, everything stops. And then they wonder why growth is so unpredictable. But the fix here is a rhythm that does not depend on how you feel. One piece of long content a week, or daily short contents for maybe YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, whatever your social media platform might be. A set number of outreach conversations tracked every single day. whether you feel like it or not. And momentum is not a feeling you wait for. It is a habit you build regardless of the feeling. Problem number 5, and this is the one, hands up, that I identified with, it was money. And specifically pricing. This is the one that gets most people, and as I said to you, it got me in the past. Self-employed people, you know, they think that they're not allowed to charge, and that requires a transformation. So the problem is, you know, you undercharge, you overwork, and you get burnt out because you're chasing volume to make up for a price that was never probably set right in the very first place. No, there's a very simple fix of that. And you have to look at what is the outcome. The price is the outcome, not the hours. What is it actually worth to your clients to solve the particular problem that they have? And once you anchor your price there, and you have the offer, and you have the offer ladder and the method, you can back up with a price that becomes valuable to you. So now that we spoke about those problems, let's look at what the outcomes are. Now, there's going to be the outcomes are going to take a bit of time. I'm not going to get it all done in this particular video, but let's look at it. If we fix the mindset, we get decisions that work faster. You stop second guessing, and every price, every offer, every number, you're not fighting with yourself anymore, so that your energy is used up and in self-doubt, and it goes into the work instead. Let's look if we fix the model, and the revenue stops depending on one big win. You have income at every tier, so a quiet month at the top of does not mean that there's going to be a quiet month overall. That is the difference between a business and a gamble. If we fix the actual method, which was the third one we spoke about, you can step away without everything actually falling apart, and you can bring somebody else in. You can hand them the checklist, and you know that the standards within your business holds. And that is the first real sign that the business started to run without you, carrying every part of it personally, I should say. Let's look when we fix the momentum, and growth stops being a roller coaster. Leads show up. They show up by schedule, and they don't just show up by luck. You're not starting from zero every time you have a slow week, because the rhythm was never dependent on the week. And then if we look at the last one, which was about the money, we fix the money, and the whole thing finally reflects what you are worth. You are working probably with fewer people, but at a better price. You're doing better work for each and every one of them, because you're not trying to outrun yourself with underpriced offers and wasting an incredible amount of time and hours. Let's look, if we put these 5 outcomes together, here's what really becomes the real outcome. Not just more revenue, but you actually get a business that holds its shape, whether you're having a good week or a hard one. And that is the actual target. Not hustle, stability that actually scales for you within your business. So anyway, look, that is the 5M method that I have. We have method, mindset, model, momentum, and money. There's 5 problems, there's 5 fixes, and in my experience, they tend to show up in exact order. Fix the identity, and you fix the whole model itself. It's incredible when you start to get the result that you want within your business, because now you feel that you're bringing a value to each and every client that you have. Look, we've ran through these things over the last 8 or 10 minutes, the 5M model that I have. If you'd like to discuss some more about it, I run a free 5-day challenge. I'll have the link below if you're interested in joining it. But between now and our next video, which will be next week, I wish you a great week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time. I hope it's been a benefit to somebody. If it has, please send me a message. And between now and next week, God bless.